On this episode of the Warped Reality Paranormal Podcast, Ghost Joe and Kreepy can punch a hole through reality, metaphorically, and explore the wild, weird, and maybe not so impossible world of portals. Hold on tight and maybe bring some snacks. You never know where you'll end up.
Do aliens exist, and are they among us? Are weird creatures lurking in the darkness? Do evil entities hide in the shadows of your bedroom while you sleep? Join us as we explore all this and more on the Warped Reality Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Warped Reality Paranormal Podcast. I am Ghost Joe.
And I'm Kreepy Ken.
And yeah, man. So this show, I hope you guys are enjoying our season 5, by the way. It's different than I've done before, and I think it's a winning format this time. I really do. It gives us a lot more time to talk on one subject or on one thing. I always like to do a lot of different things just to kind of keep it moving, but that's when it's one person, so you got to kind of keep it moving a little bit like that, because people get bored listening to me talk all the time,
It's a lot easier to keep things rolling when you can bounce things off of each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying this season, man. I'm enjoying the season, and we had a couple great interviews already, and we gotta get going on getting some more interviews. I definitely listen. What kind of interviews would you guys want? Give us a call. Let us know. 845-600-0744. You could email me, ghostjoeny@gmail.com. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know who you would like to hear on our podcast. If we could get them, we definitely get them. If you want to come on the podcast and talk about your experiences, we're open to that as well. Or you can leave us a voicemail on that number that I suggested also. So yeah, definitely do that. I really want to get somebody that knows about pretty much. I'd love to get somebody that is, I guess, as expert as you can be on the subject that we're going to be talking about today, which is portals and, other dimensions and stuff like that. I'd love to get somebody, but somebody that's going to be interesting talking about it. You don't want to get some scientist that's going to put everybody to sleep,
Yeah. I would like to hear, what I'd like to hear? I'd like to hear somebody who's been abducted by aliens and their story. That fascinates me, man. I want to, because it's a crazy thing. It's kind of terrifying, and but not everybody has a terrifying encounter, so I like the variations.
No, absolutely. I had a couple guys on my show that did that, and it was funny. Like, I think I had talked to you about it. One guy had pretty decent experiences, saying that they told him telepathically that everything was going to be okay, and nobody ever really heard him or anything like that. But then there was another guy that said that aliens are trying to go into his brain and change people's minds and stuff, So, two different, at the same time, both could be right, because there are supposedly different species of aliens, some that are kind of nasty and evil and some that aren't. So, it's definitely possible for both scenarios, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So, as you guys are hearing this episode, it's probably somewhere mid-August or somewhere in August or whatever. But we're actually recording this on the end of July. And I want to touch on this a little bit, just for a second. July was a rough month, man, for celebrities. We lost a lot of people, especially in that third week of July. It was a bad week, man. It was a bad week.
Yeah, we lost the Cosby dude, right? Jamal Warner.
Jamal Warner, yep. And my guy, I still can't believe. I can't believe my guy Ozzy Osbourne. He's passed away. That one hurts. Actually, today was, as we're recording this, today was actually the funeral procession. So that was a tough one for me, man. I've been listening to that guy for a really, really long time. So that's a hard one for me to process, for sure.
Yeah, and then the Tiger King died. Is that his name? The Tiger King died?
Which guy?
The Tiger King guy. The one who was a wrestler?
Well, you got Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah. I always get those two confused. It's some mustache, man. The Tiger King and Hulk Hogan, they look exactly the same.
Yeah, man, Hulk Hogan. I mean, I know he had kind of like a checkered reputation at this point for some reason. I didn't really get into the specifics about all that, but that's still sad too, though, because it's still like our childhood. That 1 week, like 3 80s icons, like within 2 days of each other, on either side. And I had actually did a TikTok on that too, the rule of 3.
It always happens that way. It's so strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. But we lost other people too. We lost Chuck Mangione, who's a very, very big jazz guy, and a few other people. And yeah. That chef, right? The female.
I love her, man.
Yeah, man.
And something. She was awesome.
Burrell, I think.
Yeah, Anne Burrell. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like July was a rough month, man. It really was.
Plus, it was hotter than hell.
Yeah, well, August isn't much better usually.
No. Down here in the South, man, it's been, I know I told you before we got on the recording, man, we've had like a straight week and a half that's been 100 degrees or more down here. It's just brutal.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's sometimes, the trade-off with New York. We get all the seasons. Yeah, we get that hot weather and stuff like that. But, we very rarely get, some crazy stuff that happens. But, like a psychopath running through Manhattan, shooting people,
yeah,
stuff like that. But, it's the summertime, so you can't really, I honestly, I'd rather it be hot. I'm tired of like I think it was last summer or the summer before, it freaking rained like almost every single freaking day. So at least we're getting a lot of hot weather, and it's been nice, hot, sunny and stuff like that. So
I'm coastal, so it rains here almost every day anyway. So
wow.
It's only for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. And then the sun comes back out. But hell, sometimes it rains and the sun is out,
So I guess we're gonna talk about some portals today, man. I know you had said that you were doing a little bit of research and you were looking up portholes instead.
Yeah, I looked up portholes instead. So I did I had a whole outline on portholes and then realized we were doing portholes.
So, right. Well, that happens sometimes, like that. Well, that's what happens when you have like the porn sites when they're saved, on your computer like that.
Yeah.
Not those kinds of portholes.
No, what is it? It's porthub.com is the one I was getting all my information off of. Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this, right? So portals, right? So portals are theorized as kind of gateways that connect our reality to other realities, like paranormal worlds, timelines, even some kind of alien realms and stuff like that. They're in a lot of movies, and they're known as wormholes or vortexes and stuff like that.
Stargates. Or is that different?
Yeah. No, I believe you're right. Yeah. Because that's basically a wormhole, and black holes, stuff like that. And I've talked to people that said that they feel that that's how, when we talked about it, that's how they feel that aliens and Bigfoot travels through other dimensions. That's one of the running theories right now for Bigfoot.
So I'm going to jump right in here because since you said that, I'm going to kind of segue off of that because in my research, I'd have to say I kind of agree with them because you have some pretty good ones here in the States that are definitely that. And when we get to them, I'll bring it up, but they have this activity constantly. So I would agree with those people.
So you want to save, because I think I know which one you're going to talk about, and that was my number one on here. So I guess we'll go to something else, I guess.
No, there's like 3 of them, man. We can jump right in them. Great. Let's do it.
Let's go with the big one then, man. How about Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch. So, it fascinated me ever since I heard Calm Cowherd on Art Bell's program years ago. And I went right out to the bookstore and bought the book, Hunt for the Skinwalker. And I've read that book probably 4 times now. It's just a fascinating read. There's so much that happens there, and it's truly fascinating, man. I mean, truly, our government spent $22 million investigating that place. $22 million investigating that place.
Wow.
And we're still investigating it. There's a show, on the History Channel about it. And that show's pretty fascinating too, even though, you get the dressed up version and, everything's crazy even when it's not, but
right.
Whatever.
Right. They got to make it somewhat interesting and entertaining for TV, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Skinwalker Ranch, some of the phenomena that apparently, first off, Skinwalker Ranch is in Utah, right?
Yep.
And the phenomena is UFOs, cryptids like Bigfoot. I've been seen there with, there's a big electromagnetic fluctuations going on in there as well. And, government studies had showed that, anomalies were caught on radar and light and biological effects. And actually one of the security personnel had said that he saw something shimmer in the air and a black mass stepped out like they knew that he was watching it.
Yep. That place is fascinating, man. It's I would love to go there and check it out, man. It'd be a lot of, I don't know. I would enjoy it. I don't think I'd run from that. I think I'd enjoy it.
I don't think there's anywhere to run. I mean, you're in the middle of like a desert, right? I mean,
yep. And then there's one not far from there, Blind Frog Ranch, right? There's another TV show on the History Channel, the Blind Frog Ranch, I think that's what they call it. It's kind of has some of the same anomalies as that, and it's all in this little triangle over there of the I think it's the Ute Indians that they won't even mess with those lands over there but I think both of those ranches have stone circle on top of the mesas there, and the stone circles are what draws the portal, I guess. Huh. That's what the Native Americans used it for anyway.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, the whole portal thing. I mean, there's some others that we're going to get into also, but I've seen all this portal stuff. Obviously, you can't believe 99.9999% of what you see on TikTok or any of these things, but you see all these people trying to open portals using mirrors, facing each other, or with the binaural, sounds with the different frequencies, playing together. And they say that you could open up a portal using these kinds of frequencies together. So, I mean, who knows, man? I would love to test that out for myself, but I'll probably just end up getting pissed off and saying, this is crap anyway,
Right.
Because I think it would be too easy. I think everybody would be making portals then. Yeah. It would be like hundreds of people disappearing, thousands of people disappearing. You're like, where the hell are they all going? They all end up in like this like abandoned Target, from like 1975.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's an awesome thing though. It's definitely super interesting. There's also another portal zone, I guess you would call it, another portal place. I don't know, porta whatever. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, but it's Hoi Baciu Forest in Romania.
Oh,
have you heard of
that? Yeah, I have heard of it, but just since my little rendezvous with researching this.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about it though. It's just on my list.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same as me. But the activities that have been over there, spontaneous time loss, missing people have went missing over in that forest in Romania. Romania is also where freaking vampires and stuff are too, right? I mean,
That Transylvania? Is that the same place?
I think Transylvania is in Romania.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. On unexplained illnesses, people have seen a perfect circle where no vegetation grows, so crop circles and stuff. Many feel like they're being watched. And a visitor had actually quoted and said, I took 23 photos. In half, I'm missing, even though I never moved.
Wow.
So in half of the photos that they took, they're not in the image, even though they took a picture of themselves.
That's interesting.
Definitely. Especially so many pictures. That's a little odd.
Yeah.
Which one have you, you have a place, another portal place?
Oh yeah, man. So I mean, let's just jump right into the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, it's the portal of the Atlantic. It's a large one. It's a huge one.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, so many flights have gone missing. Ships have been just disappeared, completely off the radar. You got time distortions, compass malfunctions, light formations that happen. And there's been so many studies into the Bermuda Triangle because it's kind of the king of, in America anyway, it's kind of the king of the portals,
Right.
The methane hydrates, they think, that are bubbling up and they sink the ships and mess up the planes. That's one of them. Magnetic anomalies. And of course, just it's always human error, but I find it pretty hard to believe that it's human error in the same place over and over and over again. It's kind of insane.
Well, in my research for it with the TikTok, with the TikTok that I just did, damn, this is what happens when you work 17 hours. I can't talk. But in the TikTok that I had done about it, it said that one of the pilots had seen, when he was over it, had seen like he was flying through like a cloud, like a tunnel of clouds.
Yeah.
Like you said, the instruments start going crazy. And yeah, I mean, that's
the most recent one was was a ship called the SS El Faro in 2015 that just went missing. It just blanked. They were in radio communication and then mid-word cut off and gone.
wow.
Yeah.
And I think they actually just found, I mean, so they say, that they just found Amelia Earhart's plane not long ago.
Really? Yeah, I did hear something about that.
So we got to do a little more research into that. But I think that's what, but they could say anything, really. They could, oh yeah, we found it. And it's not, they just want to put some things to ease and not let you think that there's something going on over there, possibly.
A lot of people think that it's a hot spot for, it's actually a pathway to where the USOs or the UFOs go in and out of, and that's why it's so crazy. Because the thing about our ocean is that we know more about space than we know about our ocean, which is incredible. We've explored more space than we have ocean, according to them. If you believe we've been up to space and done all that, I really don't. I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist when it comes to that. Yeah, I think it's all bullshit, but I just don't think that we have.
You don't think that we had the technology in 1969 to go all the way up to space to then only go up there like another handful of times since?
Listen, I've been in this debate so many times, man. And this is my argument with that every single time. My argument is, and I mean some heated arguments with some people, and my whole thing is, being patriotic is one thing, but just believing common sense is a whole nother. My biggest argument is, so you're telling me in 1960, whatever the hell year it was, doesn't matter. In that year, how many years ago was that? Let's just say it was 1969, because I can't remember the exact year. that's how many years ago, Joe? I suck at math. It's like 100 years ago. Might as well be 100 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the thing. You mean to tell me that they were in contact in real time with NASA from the moon back to Earth, and then, of course, it was on delay on television? That's total and utter bullshit, man. It is 2025, Joe. You and I have had problems on Riverside and everything else talking to each other 4 states away, let alone the moon,
Yeah. Yeah.
But we had the technology back then to do it, and we had the technology then to go to the moon, yet we haven't been back because we somehow mysteriously lost the technology. How do you lose the technology? How do you lose that? It's just, there's so many, I don't know.
I'm going to prove you wrong right now, Ken. I'm going to prove you wrong. Astronaut Katy Perry. That's all I got to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Astronaut Katy Perry, she went to space. All right. And if she could go to space for 11 seconds,
anybody can do it.
2025, anybody could do it.
Yeah. I'm going to prove you wrong because she isn't even Katy Perry. She's JonBenet Ramsey.
Uh-oh. See, there we go again with the true crime stuff. All right. That's teetering on the line there, Ken. That's teetering on the line.
It's a good conspiracy theory, and I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go with it. Why not?
Yeah, yes, sir. So I got another one, man. How about Mount Shasta?
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I mean, you got that. All these places. The thing is, all these places, there's crazy phenomena that happen there. And, Mount Shasta, there's tons of UFO activity that happens there. You have the Dark Watchers, which are fascinating to me. The Dark Watchers are cool as hell. And, my brother-in-law had the privilege of getting to hike that mountain and camp on it and do all kinds of that stuff because, he's like Dora the Explorer. But he said it was the weirdest place, man. And just, there's places in Appalachia that he says, are weird and he has a weird feeling, but Mount Shasta gave him a really weird feeling. He just didn't like it. So, kind of neat.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, though, I mean, that's another place. All these places have one big thing in common, and that they all have these very, very strong magnetic fields. So there's got to be something either causing people to hallucinate or drawing. I don't know. I mean, look, a lot of paranormal activity happens due to electromagnetic fields and stuff. That's exactly why ghost investigators use, EMF detectors. But so you don't really, it's like saying which came first, the chicken or the egg,
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the magnetic fields cause the stuff, or is it the stuff that causes the magnetic fields? But that's the one big thing in common, is that all of these places have very, very strong magnetic fields.
Yeah, for sure. And electromagnetic fields will do that to you. They can mess you up. I've learned that personally. I stayed at this hotel one time, and they had this really cool cube alarm clock. Have you ever seen one of them? With a radio and it's Bluetooth and it had all the plugs on it. And I'm like, this thing's badass. So for my wife's birthday, I bought her one of them because she needed a new alarm clock and it was cool. Well, she used it for about a year, and then she started complaining about headaches. She was getting headaches really bad and feeling sick at night. She's like, every time I get in bed, I get a headache instantly. I feel sick. She's like, and now I'm starting to feel like wobbly every time I go up there. So I'm like, what in the hell could that be? You know what I mean? Like, so I go up there and look, and I can't find anything. So the next day she says, I figured it out. It's the alarm clock. It's making this buzzing noise, and the buzzing noise is doing it. So I said, all right. I said, well, let's take it out and see what happens. So I unplug the thing, take it out. never complained about it again.
Wow.
Funny enough, it affects people different too, because that same alarm clock is sitting right next to where I sleep and doesn't bother me at all.
Huh.
It doesn't bother me at all. Like, so as a matter of fact, it's right here, right next to me now. It doesn't bother me.
Wow.
Yes. Well, yes. If you want to ask, I have to sleep in a different room than my wife because I've had my nose broke so many times that I snore like a goddamn church girl, snorting coke, right. She gets up at 4 a.m. and I'm a late night person. So
gotcha.
I get my own room because if I don't, my wife will not be happy.
I hear that. I hear that. Yeah. I honestly, I used to live, when I was younger, I used to live under like a whole bunch of power lines, and I don't know, nothing ever really happened to me, so I think that's all right.
Yeah.
I used to live underneath a whole bunch of power lines when I was a kid, and nothing ever happened to me. So,
except for you got 6 toes and on 1 foot and,
Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you, I used to live underneath power lines when I was a kid.
Thought you took 3 times, though. It took 3 times, Joe.
I was wondering how many times I was going to have to say it before you called me on.
Oh, man. I wondered about it, and I thought it was just me. And I was like, all right, I'm going to let him go. No. That was a good one.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm tired. They only get worse as it gets later,
That's all right. I don't mind them.
So, yeah, man. I mean, there's also, I don't know if we talked about the Superstition Mountains. I believe that might be in the Sedona. I think that might be in Sedona also. I think that might be part of the Sedona thing, because that's in Arizona as well.
There's a lot in Arizona. Arizona's got a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. We're going to go into, I guess, a little bit more with the Sedona stuff, because that's basically, they say that's the place for portals, and, all these TikTok videos that you see and stuff of people opening up portals in their room and in their houses. You see a picture of Sedona, whenever they're opening these portals, it's Sedona, Arizona. So that's what everybody seems to say. That's where all these portals lead, or most of them lead, is to Sedona, Arizona for some reason. I guess they say it's like a higher astral plane, or, just higher spiritual thing going on over there,
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. And then right there you have the Bradshaw Ranch, right? Which is really, really a storied location for, it's like the Skinwalker Ranch of Arizona. The similarities between those two are incredible, man. And the government did own that for a while too. And they had it cordoned off, and they were researching that as well. So, and that is fact. You can look that up and find it. So, you got something good there when the government comes in, says, this is our land now, and we are going to put scientists in here and study it. Some shit's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they had the same thing. They had UFO activity there, Bigfoot activity, things popping through in and out of existence.
So what do you think, man? You think it's hallucinations? Like, mass hallucinations? I don't know.
I really think that it's a gateway. I really do think that it's just where the electromagnetic lines and the ley lines and all that come together and create another. Look, we've recreated this. We have recreated this same phenomena, right, with CERN. Like, that's all CERN is a huge portal that we've used. They say to create a black hole or whatever. But we've replicated it, there's crazy stuff that happens at CERN too. That place is weird, man.
Something funny's going on over there.
Yeah. There's a lot of funny, weird stuff going on over there.
Yeah. Well, that there are a couple instances, real life accounts of dimensional slips too. There was a man from Torrid, from Tokyo, 1954, where he arrived with documents from Torrid, which is a non-existent country. He was interviewed by customs, placed in a locked room, and then he vanished by the next morning. He was in the locked room. When they opened it back up again, he was gone. And the passport, the wallet, hotel reservations were all genuine from this man. But yet the country doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, there was another lady. There was a lady called Lorena Garcia Gordo, 2008 in Spain. And she awoke to find tiny details changed. Her job, relationship, even clothing was unfamiliar to her. She believed that she shifted into some kind of parallel dimension. And one of her quotes actually was that the toothpaste was wrong. My house was the same, but felt unfamiliar, kind of like a copy with mistakes.
So it kind of goes along with the string theory thing and slipping in between, you know, I mean, hell, I think that the Mandela effect is something to do with that too. I think they're all the same thing because I'll tell you what, man, there are some Mandela effects that there's no way I'm misremembering shit. You know, like there's no way that I am. I remember how stuff is and it's all wrong. You know, that stuff is weird, man.
You know what? We're going to do a whole episode on the Mandela effect.
Yeah, for sure.
After the next couple, we should definitely do an entire episode focused completely on the Mandela effect.
I agree.
There's so much to that. And I agree too. You know, some of the things are like, no, that can't be. You know, how is that possible?
Yeah.
There was always a cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo, you know.
The Berenstain Bears, not the Berenstain Bears. You know, come on.
Right, all that stuff. It's just very, very strange stuff that you're like, no, I don't remember that. You know, that's crazy. I remember it this way. How is that possible? You know, I don't know, man. I mean, that whole thing, like I said, we'll have to get into it in a whole another episode. Yeah, probably, because that's
it's a big one
right there.
Well, that's what Al Bundy would say. It's a big one.
Yeah,
biggins. You know what else I've learned from this research is that just a little bit of research that I did that I find really strange is the ranches, Skinwalker Ranch, Bradshaw Ranch. You have Blind Frog Ranch. You have, there's another one in Arizona called Stardust Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
The weird stuff. Did you ever hear about the Stardust Ranch?
I think I've heard the name.
Yeah, that dude was having, John Edmonds, he was having aliens come in and they wouldn't leave him alone. He was having all kinds of aliens, paranormal shit happening. This dude actually sliced an alien in half with a samurai sword, man. It's a wild story. This guy was samurai sword and aliens. That's the way I do it too, though. I'll tell you what. Come on, alien, I'm a samurai sword you, man.
Oh yeah, man.
There's all these ranches, man. Like, why is it always on ranches? Or is it just that if you live in the Southwest, you can automatically call your house a ranch, even if it's not a ranch?
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, no, it is all these ranches and deserts and stuff like that. How all this stuff happens with the portals. I guess there's just some kind of crazy magnetic thing that goes on with them. I don't know. I wish I did. But there's also, I don't know if you ever heard of the Bold Street time slip also. That happened in Liverpool, you know, where the Beatles are from.
Yeah, the Beatles.
Yeah, that's right. And there was several cases of people walking through Bold Street and ending up in past decades.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one woman reportedly entered a shop, interacted with staff in vintage clothing, and exited to find it didn't even exist anymore.
Wow. So it's kind of like a time slip. Like,
yeah.
Time slips are fascinating, man. They really are fascinating. And there are tons of them that have happened.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then there's also the Reddit time travel phenomenon as well, where threads filled with hundreds of user stories with people waking up in alternate realities and alternate timelines. You don't know who's telling the truth and who's not, obviously. I remember I had this one guy when I used to do this show on this virtual reality app called Altspace. I love doing my little, paranormal show there. It was all in virtual reality, and people would come into the room and tell their paranormal experiences. There was always this one kid that used to show up. He was probably like in his 20s, I guess. That's what he sounded like. And he would always show up to all my shows. And he would talk about how he used to have alternate, like he would go to sleep or something, or he would not really go to sleep. He never said he would go to sleep, but he would black out, and when he would wake up, he felt like he was a different version of himself every single time. Now that could also be a mental health issue, but the way he was saying it, it was just like, he goes, one day, like I would wake up and I'd be this kind of person. The next day it would be, and he's like, and some of those people really scared me the way I was. And, just the way he was saying it was so sincere and so believable, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, he could have been going through portals, going through time slips or whatever, different dimensions. I believe that stuff too. Not getting too much into the Mandela effect, but they had said that the Mandela effect had happened when supposedly the world had actually ended on May 5th, the year 2000. And that's where they're saying that that the world actually did end, and that technically we're living in a simulation, but that's why things are messed up. It's glitchy.
Simulation theory is another thing we need to get into on a different show, because absolutely fascinates me. I could talk all day about simulation theory. I 100% believe simulation theory could be fact, man. It really could. We're like The Sims,
But, yeah, I mean, but I kind of feel like if we were going to get into a whole show about that, I would really want to have somebody on with us.
Sure.
That has studied it. You know what I mean? Somebody that really
I think I got somebody.
Or somebody,
I've talked to somebody before that has written books about it. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So see if we can get them on. Well, we went to England, and with your time slip thing, and we just glossed right over one of the biggest portals in the world right there in England, Stonehenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a big one, man. That's the most well known, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know much about Stonehenge except for Clark W. Griswold backed into it when they were driving through.
So
vacation.
It's an alleged intersection of 14 different energy lines there. And, there's a really notable incident in 1971 where this group allegedly disappeared during a lightning storm. This blue light started forming on the stones, and they were camping out there because I guess you could camp out there in the 70s. So they were camping out there, and this lightning came and they just disappeared. Never seen them again.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy, there's all kinds of electromagnetic anomalies there that have been well documented, unexplained energy fields. And, we've been studying that for 5,000 years. You know what I mean? Like it's been around that long, and it's still holding our fascination. It's a pretty special place.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's also one of those things. I was actually, a while back, I was going to do a TikTok about rocks that rock,
Rocks that rock.
And all these rocks that kind of, because there's actually a place right near me. I should really go, because it's like legit, like in my town, and I've never been there, where they have these big rocks that are stacked on top of these little ass rocks, and they don't move. They're just stuck there. Nobody really knows how gravity is just keeping them there like that. It's like an anomaly type thing. And, that's kind of what Stonehenge is too. Like, how are these rocks still standing after so many years?
Yeah. There's one here in South Carolina too, that I've heard people talk about. And then, there's There was. I don't think it's there anymore. The Georgia Guidestone's right below me, which are supposed to be a portal as well. So,
wow. So I don't know, as far as what people might say are kind of like what's going on, the scientists and stuff. What are they saying about these portal theories and stuff? Are they just saying that it's the electromagnetic fields messing with people? Is that their go-to?
I don't think that they say what it is. I don't think that they know what it is. So they, I haven't really heard anybody say too much about it not being anything. I mean, these things are all well documented. So I don't know how it's pretty much like them saying now that there's no such thing as a UFO when we know that there is, and we've known that, people like us have known that there is. It's just, why are we? Here's the thing that pisses me off about stuff like that. Why are we always waiting on scientists to tell us shit? Like, so, and it's always the theoretical scientists. Like, you're a scientist of theory. Like, you know what I mean, dude? Like, anybody could be anybody could be a scientist of theory. You know what I mean? Like, it drives me nuts. I hate theoretical scientists. Like, just be a weatherman. They guess too. Just get out of here with it. I don't take anybody that says I'm a theoretical scientist seriously, because literally, what are you? You're an artist of theory? Is that what you are? Because, like, get out of it. Why do we listen to these people? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you're an astrophysicist, okay. If you're actually a scientist of something, or you know what I mean? Like, but theoretical scientists, why do we even give them anything, man? Why do we give them anything? I hate it.
I'm a theoretical rock star.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a theoretical radio guy. I'm also a theoretical badass, lots of theoretical things, and just
right. And plus, like we always say, like, who the hell cares what the scientists say? It's more fun to think that there's actually portals out there. Like, let's think outside the box. Otherwise, life gets a little boring.
That's the thing, man. About
right. Answer everything. Like we always say, there doesn't have to be an answer for everything.
You're right, man. You're right about that, and you're right to the point that like, why do we always wait on somebody else to give us confirmation? Like, even though we already, what you experienced, I know what I experienced, I know what other people have experienced because we've heard their stories. So why are we waiting on some guy with a stupid degree to tell us that, oh yeah, by the way, here's your confirmation, it's real or not, or,
right.
It's like the whole UFO thing, right? Like, I have a buddy that lives down the street, very intelligent guy. He's got 6 different degrees and lots of different stuff. He's a 28-year veteran of the military. Very good guy. Very good guy. I like him a lot. Cool guy. And we go back and forth. Doesn't believe anything. We go back and forth on the UFO stuff for a long time. And he doesn't believe in any of it. I show him things. I'll show him this cool sighting, and I'll show him that, this proof of it and that proof of it and this story and that story. And, it's this and that. But then the government comes along and says, we caught this TikTok thing or Tic Tac thing. And, they're real. And now he believes in them. And I'm like, dude, I've showed you stuff that's way better than that Tic Tac thing. And you didn't believe me. Like, and they show you a Tic Tac looking thing, and you're like, oh yeah, because the government said it. I hate that people are like that, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, we could go on and on about that. Like the whole media thing too. Like, oh, if the media says it's true, it's true. Like it's, look, believe what you want to believe. You know what I mean? Like, if you have good reason to believe that, then that's. It's just like, I forget what movie it was, but it's just like when Vince Vaughn was like, that's my truth. Like,
yeah.
If that's your truth, then so be it. If you're not hurting nobody by your truth, then so what? Like, there's no reason to go back and forth with it. But let's talk a little bit about Sedona now too, because we touched on it a little bit, but we didn't really get too much into it.
Yeah.
Guess we could talk a little bit about that. So the Sedona portals are believed to be interdimensional doorways, energetic gateways, pretty much like what we were talking about. They're often described as curtains of light, two-way tunnels, vibrational openings, and they're thought to allow astral travel. That's another thing that I'd really want to get to talk about too, is astral projection. Yeah. I find it fascinating.
It is.
Yeah. It's associated with disruptions in Earth's electromagnetic grid, and portals are said to accelerate consciousness and, all this cool, like, pretty much enlightenment type stuff going on in Sedona. I believe it's more of a, I don't want to say friendly, but more of a good energy or a good light kind of thing going on there.
Yeah, there's lots of spiritual experiences that happen out there. Supposed to enhance meditation and heal people. It's been known to heal people there. So pretty interesting, man.
Yeah. So some of the major portal and vortex locations in Sedona, again, it's Sedona, Arizona, is Bell Rock, which is known for masculine energy and frequent UFO sightings. You have Cathedral Rock, which is feminine energy. I believe is that where you camped out? That one?
Where?
Cathedral.
Yeah. That's where I go. Yeah. I got to get in touch with my feminine side. Yeah. I do.
I understand.
Every time I go there, I listen to Shania Twain, and get my girl on. That's what I do. Man, I feel like a woman.
Hey, I'm not gonna mess with you on that. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
I identify.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Let's keep moving on.
Well, you got the airport Mesa too, right?
What's that? Yes, we do. Yep. That's kind of balanced energy, right?
Yeah.
That's popular for meditations, actually, sunrise, sunset meditations. You also have the Boynton Canyon, which is magnetic energy. It has abrupt temperature shifts, and there's ancient ruins right by there as well. There's also Courthouse Rock and Secret Canyon, where a lot of UFO activity and spiritual encounters have said to have happened as well.
Yeah, and it's very sacred to the Yavapai people. Like, those areas are very sacred to them. So, that's some cultural context there anyway. They're ancient, these ancient tribes, if it's sacred to them, it's something special then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Some of the phenomena that it was actually associated with these portals are orbs and rainbows and unusual light anomalies. Again, temperature shifts, electromagnetic interference with devices, and high sensory perceptions. Feeling of being called to Sedona. Basically, like, people feel like they're being drawn to the place. And a lot of out-of-body experiences and astral projection going on as well.
Yeah, it's a cool place. I'd like to go there sometime.
Yeah, I don't really get to that side of the country much at all.
I've been out that way a few times. I've never really been to Arizona, but I've been to the West Coast a couple times when I was fighting.
Moving on. So how do people actually locate these portals, right? They locate them through dowsing rods, pendulums, intuitive guidance, psychics and mediums and stuff like that could sense where to go. They focus on where the UFO sightings had happened, and geomagnetic mapping as well. That's how they've been finding where these portals actually are.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of things going on as far as with the spiritual practices, the portals, meditation, like we said, aura photography. So people take pictures and they get auras and stuff. Again, A lot of UFOs have been spotted there. Bell Rock, Secret Canyon are both very big hotspots for sightings and anomalous aerial activity.
Yeah, they're fascinating places, man. I would like to check some out for myself and just see, because they say like the Sedona ones, you can absolutely feel it. You can feel the difference, and I would like to check that out and see what I feel, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And actually, we might as well put it out there too. If anybody that's listening to this has ever been out there or that lives out there, you know, again, give us a call, 845-600-0744. Let us know about it. Or if you want to come on the show and tell us all about it, that would be awesome too. 845-600-0744 or ghostjoeny@gmail.com. Definitely use that information, man, because we definitely love to hear about it.
Yeah, for sure. It's always cool to hear what, you know, our audience thinks and listen to their experiences. So, definitely urge you guys to do that, because we'll definitely put it out there, and it's fascinating to hear the other side of what we're talking about.
Yeah, without a doubt. And also, I guess we're coming to a close right now anyway, so I might as well just say, you know, we have we're on every kind of social media platform you could think of. So you can find us on TikTok, on Instagram, we have a few Facebook groups and a Facebook page, and YouTube. Definitely Grindr. Yeah, exactly. That's Ken got me into that. I don't know. I'm still fleshing it out. After the third person I met, I got to try it out a few more times. But sure, it's legit, you know.
Oh yeah, I saw your newest video on there. It was awesome, by the way.
So yeah, everybody. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for us for this show. Also check out our YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube, man. Subscribe, because we have a lot of stuff going on there. We got a lot of stuff going on TikTok. And actually, I just started this new. I'm cutting it close, man. It's gonna be after the time, but I'm still putting it out there every Wednesday. I started doing haunted eBay segment, which I used to have on the actual podcasting show, but now I've moved it to TikTok and YouTube Shorts, so you guys could check out my little snippets of haunted eBay. For you guys, and you could actually, you know, being that it's on video and stuff, you could actually see the item that I'm talking about. So that's pretty cool too.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So yeah, everybody, thanks for joining us, and thanks for listening. And I guess we'll see you next week, man.
We'll catch you on the other side.
All right, later, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Warp Reality Paranormal Podcast, and thank you to all of my guests and contributors that help make this show possible. If you have a paranormal experience you'd like to share, questions, comments, or you'd like to be a guest on the show, please leave me a voicemail at 845-600-0744, or you can email me at ghostjoeny@gmail.com. You can do so anonymously if you'd like. Also, please check out our show notes for all social media links of this show and some of our friends. The Warp Reality Paranormal Podcast, uncovering the unseen.